Go, 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 go.
Yeah, my car can't do that.
I like that laugh.
Hey, welcome back to Flywheel Films, and you join me and Austin again together in person for another quick video of this weekend. We're trying to cram in a lot of content this weekend, and this is one I've been really excited about because Austin's come all this way to drive my car. Or
the only reason, yeah.
Probably hang out with me too, but also to drive this car. And so we're gonna get his impressions of the Turbo NC, see how badly he might want it for his, or he may not. So yeah, we're gonna get two lumberjack flannel opinions of this car in its current state as we are approaching summer. And we might even talk about a couple of our plans before flying out of summer camp, where we hope to see a lot of you. All right, welcome back to Colorado. Beautiful.
It's good to be here.
Beautiful weather. I mean, look at this gorgeous, this area is about to be a neighborhood, and I'm about to be super jealous. Anyway,
Gotta get our filming in before the houses are built.
Yeah, I don't know who's about to live here, but your lot's famous.
Sick driveway.
Anyways, okay, so your impressions of the car right now, because the last time you saw it was before I had the steering wheel, before I had the taillights, before I had the badges that our friend Brent did. Give your thoughts on everything.
I mean, first of all, I think the badge is an incredible touch. Great job, Brent.
Huge shout out to Brent.
Brent actually did, if you're a real OG, you remember my Fiesta, he created a party badge for me.
Right, your Fiesta ST, he took the word Fiesta, translated it to English, and in the same manner as Fiesta on the actual
Super
car.
cool. I'll throw a picture on.
Yeah. So, what else? Other badges, I guess turbo badges?
Yeah, turbo badges are cool. I mean, they're like Porsche turbo badges, which is very neat. Love that.
Yep.
The taillights, I think, are incredible. I think they look phenomenal. I saw them running when you pulled up to meet us when we first got in town, and they look so good. So really big fan of them on the white car. I don't think they'd work on mine.
There's a train. Okay, so anyways, taillights you don't think would work on your car?
I don't think the dark taillights would work with the blue.
Yeah.
But I think on your car, especially with the other like black accents you have with the top, the mirrors, the spoiler, the little spot on the hood, like it just works super well.
Yeah, it really is nice. It is interesting seeing, come on, yeah. So seeing them on definitely makes a huge difference because that is the only splash of red on the back. Of course, the camera refresh rate, frame rate, can't really pick them up super well, but they look solid red to us in person here.
Yeah, no, they look incredible. Yeah, I feel like it's kind of a totally different car from the last time I drove it.
Yeah, I do feel like I kind of have this recent urge to maybe at some point run silver wheels.
Join the club.
I'm kind of a fan of silver. Of course, I love these Kogekis in this dark gunmetal color.
You only ever had dark wheels on this car though, like your snow tires. I guess you plastic dipped them.
Now they're bronze.
You're bronze, but they were a dark gray, and then your OE wheels were the special edition,
which are almost black.
Which are almost black. Yeah. Yep. So I feel like you should mix it up. Get some silver wheels. I'm in on that.
Yeah. So yeah, and otherwise, I mean, I guess you hadn't even seen my engine bay.
No, I haven't seen your engine bay. I saw it obviously on display at last summer camp.
Right.
And then Mike let me drive his car, which we gotta get you on that hood strut game, my boy.
Yeah, well, I had a hood strut, and now the turbo kit is not compatible with the one I had.
Oh, really?
So I got to get the hood struts from, I guess, Fly Me Out, maybe.
Hey, that's ones I have. No, dude, it's so cool.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't see, so obviously the Fly Me Out car has largely the same vibe, but they don't have any of the Dave Fab stuff.
None of the Dave Fab.
Got the ECU cover down there, fuse box cover. Battery cover is not compatible because it's a new battery cover situation, but the reservoir, I still need the Dave Fab washer fluid, which I'm about to see if it fits with this turbo kit relocation, so that'll be interesting. And yeah, Austin's also working on putting the strut tower brace that I could not use on my car.
Yes, yeah.
So that'll be fun. But yeah, engine bay feeling good. And
I'm definitely jealous of the lack of turbo in mine. There's plenty of room for it though.
And for those who don't remember, I had just written turbo at the bottom, and it is still down there, even more bold. When they did the install, they actually wrote on it more bold with Sharpie. But yeah, you know, I am in love with this car, but I should also mention, like, I think people are, you know, your own worst critic.
Yeah.
And obviously it is a bummer to like look up close and see so many rock chips, the damage from the license plate, of course. Headlights are starting to get a bit fogged. My very, very less than perfect, I don't know what you call this stuff, but yeah, trying
Oh, the other thing
the
is
liquid smoke.
the intercooler.
Yes,
You
the
can't see
intercooler
it sometimes.
is visible at times. There it is. So I do also want to get a sport grill. Definitely a huge list of things I want to do. Let us know if you want to see just a dedicated video on, well, we did our plans for the year, but if you want to see a dedicated video on what we want to do for summer camp, and we're also open to ideas. And if you're going to be at summer camp, please let us know in the comments down below, because we'll see you there. We've already booked everything, so super excited to get out there.
Yeah.
We're about to go take this on a drive, obviously get Austin's impressions, but sit in the driver's seat. Give me your raw opinion of the steering wheel. How it looks, first of all, from out here.
It looks fantastic. Definitely has a sportier look than the OE just round one. Kind of reminds me of like the German like Audi BMW steering wheels a lot more.
Yeah.
But I don't know. The only like it almost feels too chunky.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's a valid critique, but I like the feel of the OE one where it's just a little bit thinner and still round. I don't know. I think the flat bottom is cool, but I've kind of been like more on the round gang these days.
Yeah, and it's cool to have various opinions. I mean, I really like it. I also think it's not like exactly how I design a steering wheel, but you are limited unless you go full custom, and full custom is a huge chunk of change.
Yeah,
so
it's like double the cost of this.
if I'm picking this versus OEM, I would pick this.
Yeah.
But you and some of our friends like Mike, for example, took the OEM. Well, you're thinking about it, but Mike took the OEM and wrapped it.
Which adds a little bit more like thickness to it, which is nice, but also keeps kind of the round vibe to it. But the other thing that I've seen, one of the guys, Justin from summer camp last year, let me drive his ND.
Yeah.
And he had a steering wheel. I haven't seen anything out there for the NC like it, but it was similar to this, but much smaller, but still retained all the steering wheel controls.
Right.
And I think if I had to do anything, I'd probably keep it round, but make it just a little bit smaller.
Yeah. That's probably a future eventual goal for me. But again, cost is a huge factor. So
definitely.
The steering wheel by Cypher Auto from NC Miata, definitely one of the more affordable aftermarket options.
Definitely.
And retained steering wheel controls, which I love, and the airbag, which is safety first. So yeah, I mean, otherwise you've already seen the car as is, so let's go ride. It feels really weird sitting passenger in your own car. I'm not used to this. What are your so you've had your car for 6 months now. We could also mention hopefully your thoughts and feelings now that we've had it for 6 months. We actually filmed the intro for your car right up here.
We did as well. Similar location and similar weather.
How's it been?
No, it's been incredible. I don't know how I've gone so long without an NC. I mean, we kind of bought it right before the winter.
Yeah.
And we had a fairly harsh winter in Arkansas this year, so got out on a couple cruises before weather got too cold and too snowy.
Yep.
And they were incredible. And now that things are heating back up, I've already had it back out a couple times.
Yep.
No, it's great. I mean, my wife and I will jump in and go on a cruise on the weekends just for fun, or even just running errands. It's kind of become our favorite car to drive around town.
Yeah, it's easy. It's an easier daily than a lot of people.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's times where I want to not deal with driving a stick shift, which is probably sacrilege to some people. Or if we're going somewhere like camping or something, obviously we have a vehicle for that too. So, it doesn't have the most ground clearance, especially after I lower it.
Right.
But no, it's been incredible. I really, really love my car. In driving this, I am appreciative of some of the aspects of my car, which I think is interesting.
Yeah, really.
Like the 6-speed. I like my 5-speed way more.
I think you should definitely do a dedicated 6 versus 5-speed video with Jeff.
Yeah.
That'd be a blast.
Because, I don't know, especially like in the canyons.
Go, 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 go!
Yeah, my car can't do that.
Yeah, your car can't do that.
No, in the canyons, I'm shifting less.
Yeah.
And I know some people like to road gears, and you still do, but I feel like I get to enjoy the turns more.
Yeah.
Which, as much as shifting is enjoyable in a Miata, to me the handling is like the thing.
Quintessential, yeah.
And
that would be really interesting to, not to keep teasing more things, but to keep teasing more things. We're doing a dedicated track video at summer camp.
Yes.
With our 2 cars,
yeah.
Which will be really interesting because you're open diff, 5-speed, soft top, NC1.
NA.
NA.
Or naturally aspirated, I should say.
Sorry, yeah, that's confusing. Mine's NB, naturally boosted now. But now you can really get a feel for what this car feels like in the canyons.
Yeah, and it's interesting because I recently put similar tires on my car. I know you, so you have the Surpass, the Nokian Surpass tires, which are ultra high performance all season.
Yep.
And I just put some Falcon ZX ultra high performance all season on my FDR X7 wheels because I, like you, wanted something that was better for road trips and inclement weather.
Yeah.
But we have also both just come off of Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's.
Right.
And it's very, like, way more exaggerated in your car with the extra power, the difference that those sticky tires make.
Yeah.
I've driven this Canyon in your car many times before.
With PS4S.
With PS4S, and I miss them.
Right. Even with less power, once you get the momentum, that's such a big deal.
It is.
Like, I've noted, notably in the canyons in Colorado, honestly in California and other places, usually one direction's gaining a lot of elevation, the other direction's losing it.
Yeah.
And typically I was like, oh, I can't wait to go back down this where I can actually get speed. Once you get some momentum, you're fine. But now I have the forced induction to get me to that idyllic alleged speed.
Yeah. But I mean, the extra power is just absurd.
It is intoxicating. And it is like everything I'd hoped and dreamed of.
Like, the first boosted car I owned was my Ford Fiesta ST, and I think that was one of the first like enthusiast turbo cars that you drove as well.
Right, that's what turned me on to turbos. And so compare that.
Yeah, so I loved my Fiesta. I still miss it sometimes because it's just a phenomenal, I think it's one of the best front wheel drive platforms as far as dynamics of any front wheel drive car. I think a lot of journalists and people who have driven a lot more things than me agree with that.
Yeah,
but,
one of the go-to recommendations.
Yeah, but it's not rear-wheel drive, and comparing front and rear-wheel drive, it's really difficult for a front-wheel drive car to have the same level of involvement and enjoyment, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But this drivetrain, now that your 2-liter is turbo, feels very similar in character to my Fiesta.
It's still an inline 4.
Still an inline 4.
Small-ish, medium.
Yeah, relatively small displacement. My Fiesta, I believe, is a 1.6 if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
This is a 2-liter, so definitely a little more displacement here. But that small turbo is what I really love about the Fiesta, because boost kicks in early, very similar to your car, at like 3.5, 3750s when you really start to feel it. And it just makes the driving experience extremely involving.
Yeah.
But the difference between this turbo and a stock Fiesta ST, the stock Fiesta ST kind of falls on its face around like 5.5, 6,000 RPM. It just pulls.
This just keeps
It just
going.
keeps going. Another callback to a video that I did when I compared my friend Jared's big turbo Fiesta ST to my stock turbo Fiesta ST. This feels remarkably similar to that upgraded turbo Fiesta.
Right.
And I think may have actually been the same turbo that's in this, or a very similar one.
Yeah. And I do have the smaller of the two turbine housings that Fly Miata will offer, so you can even go bigger.
More reactive, or no, yeah, less reactive, but more power.
And I really wanted linear feeling, OEM feeling. I mean, the whole mantra for this car from the beginning was OEM plus. And this feels like OEM plus, OEM
Yeah.
Ultra.
This might be
OEM Pro Max.
this might be a little past OEM plus, but I have no issues with it.
Tiburon?
Tiburon.
Is that like chocolate with the mountains?
Yeah.
Is that a Mazda Speed 6?
No.
Is that a Toyota Land Cruiser?
No. The Forester, how dare you?
Hell no, man.
Oh, Stagia.
Go.
Can't get stuck by a fork.
There's my neighbor with his Alfa Romeo 4C. Leave a comment if you want to see a review of that thing. That's another Alto Miata. If you have slightly different budget, I guess.
If your budget is fluid.
So, as we are now making our way back down the canyon, I have to mention, this is not a problem with the turbo. It's impetus for another solution. Now with more power comes great responsibility in managing the heat of your braking system.
Yeah.
So, you might remember previous video, I did slotted rotors and braided stainless steel lines. Awesome. But I used OEM pads. I don't remember why. So, I could really use an upgraded pad, but also hoping to maybe even by summer camp have just better brakes all around.
I think you might need more caliper with a bigger turbo. Or with a bigger turbo, with a turbo.
Right. That's how I feel. A comparison that came to my mind was I've also done extensive driving in this canyon, but also on track with both of the new Supras, 3-liter and 2-liter, 4-cylinder and 6-cylinder.
Yeah.
6-cylinder, 3-liter, you can blast it all day on track. 4-cylinder is under braked, and
the brakes pretty quick.
you do cook the brakes, and that's kind of how this feels. And honestly, that car's drivetrain, 2-liter turbo, making about 255 horsepower. That's cranks. That's actually under what my car's making.
Yeah.
With a bit more weight. So this is a faster car, I guess. But the feel of that Supra is what I was hoping for this to feel like, and it has achieved my hopes and dreams. Now I also need to address the brakes, which I would also address if I was to get that Supra, which was a genuine consideration at one point. When those Supras came out, I was like, I love that.
Yeah.
They discontinued the 4-cylinder. They also never offered the 4-cylinder in a manual, so I wouldn't have gotten it anyways.
Yeah.
But the 3-liter Supra with the manual is intoxicating, but also like a whole other level of power, which would be nice.
Yeah, definitely. I think for my car, I have a lot more supporting mods to do before you get a turbo. And it's interesting to call them supporting mods with a turbo, because a lot of times supporting mods for a turbo, you think maybe upgraded intercooler or upgraded radiator or injectors or like this stuff. But Fly Miata includes everything you need to actually support the turbo from a drivetrain perspective, or from a motor perspective, I should say. But I would say if you're getting a turbo on your NC, the things that I personally would recommend is brake upgrades, whether that's what you've done, stainless lines, upgraded pads, maybe some fresh .4 fluid.
Yeah.
But also, this is top of mind for me because I have an open diff. And I don't think a turbo amount of power with an open diff would be a tremendously good idea.
Right. I do think as a street car, your car, even when you get the header installed in a tune, I think that'll be a great setup.
Yeah.
Carry down closer to sea level.
Yeah.
And then also PS4 tires, like, that's going to be fine.
It's incredible how much capability your Miata will increase whenever you do sticky tires, some suspension upgrades, and brake upgrades.
Yeah.
Like, and not super expensive ones. You don't need like the nicest coilovers on the planet, just a decent set, or even just sway bars if you don't want to lower your car at all, just something to stiffen it up a little bit. Like, do all that before you turbo your car if you think you want like a better performing Miata.
And that's just a fun way to see the iterative enhancement. Like, I love that part of my car, like doing things step by step.
Sure.
Rather than dumping it all. And sure, maybe you'd save a little money. If you're not doing any of this yourself, having a shop do it while you're in there, that is technically a valid reason. That's sick.
Very
Roof box on a Porsche, always good idea. That is a valid concern, like cost lumping, essentially. But if you have the ability, and honestly, I'm not a mechanic, but I've done pretty much everything myself, or with friends and beer and pizza. Your friends are sometimes more hireable than you think. It's awesome to see it iteratively.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you're going that route. I'm excited for you to experience the header. And obviously you've got all sorts of stuff you want to do. So I guess we could end with, well, final thought on the turbo, and is that a step you're taking eventually?
Yeah, so I love my NC. I think it's a very special car, just in the sense of what it is, like a first year NC with a really rare color and like an interesting spec. But also it's just been special to me. The memories I've already made with it have been really special. I'm gonna make a lot more memories in it this year. And because I'm keeping it for so long, I want to do as many like iterations and try new things. Like the Eibach lowering springs I put on.
Yeah.
That wasn't something I initially wanted to do, but I wanted to see, like, you know what would it look like to lower my car for like a fraction of the cost of what you paid?
Yeah.
And doing the header first, I'm really excited. I get to put your old header on and see what that feels like.
Yeah.
And then
that made a huge difference.
Yeah, and just keep kind of like adding stuff and seeing what I like, what I don't. So I say all that to say, I don't think a turbo will be in my future super soon because I haven't even installed the header yet. So I need to do that and get the tune on there. And then because I'm at sea level, I think that will satisfy me for at least a while.
Yeah.
But I think a turbo will be in my future. I absolutely love my Fiesta. And this, like I talked about before, is like a better Fiesta like feeling power band.
Yep.
And I need it.
Yep.
I love turbo sounds. I love the engagement that it gives the driver. So
you miss it.
I miss it. I want that, but like having that in a real drive convertible, incredible.
Yep.
I don't think there's any other cars currently being sold that have that.
Yeah.
Like the Fiat 124 is kind of the closest thing you can get, but like
it's still different.
Very different and not the best motor.
Send it.
Oh man. Kind of like zooming on my face there, just pure concentration. I haven't concentrated that much in my life ever.
Keep it straight. Help the steering wheel's crooked. Honestly, but just use that to start the video.
Right?
Yeah, so the Fiat 124, I mean, that's an awesome car. That wasn't all that I considered. I can't wait to go review one because, especially the Abarth version.
Yeah.
Throw a tune and exhaust on that. Boom, baby.
They sound great. They look awesome. I actually love the look of the Fiat 124. I think it's a better looking car than the ND. That might be a hot take. I don't know.
I agree, actually.
I like it. But no, I mean, I think a turbo will be in my future, but my whole approach to modifying all of my cars, my Lexus GX included, is like, I don't want to throw mods at it because that's just what you do. I'm not a fan of the whole, like, this is the recipe everybody does, so I'm just going to do what they did.
Yeah.
And then enjoy it. Like, I want to make my own decisions because it's my car and I'm the driver. I want to, I don't know, like tailor it to what I like.
And that's a really nice side effect of having a Miata. I mean, I love all the alts. I'm looking forward to filming more of those, like the Fiat, the Supra, the Z4, the Z3. And those are all great cars. But like in the realm of aftermarket support, it is hard to beat any Miata generation. Because even though there are variations of recipes, like you go to like Miata Reunion or like anything else, there are no two identical builds.
Yeah, they're very different.
And
I mean,
when 1,000 Miata showed up, that's crazy.
Part of why or not why I bought my Miata, but one of the goals we had with my Miata on the channel is I wanted to have an alt to Jordan's car because he had an NC2 built in a very specific way. And I was like, you know what? I like the look of the NC1. My budget isn't conducive to like a nice NC2 or NC3. So let's see what we can do to give y'all a different approach.
Yeah.
And we love that we can, and we have obviously a bunch of friends with NCs as well that have also taken very different approaches that we will. So we love getting to show you, the viewer, all the different ways you can build out your car and give you input. I don't know, it's kind of part of the fun. So.
Yeah. So glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah,
it's a good canyon. Sorry my brakes are broken. And stay tuned for a lot more content to come. We did a lot this weekend. We got a lot more planned, and I mean, speaking of plans, we got to figure out our summer camp plans.
Yeah,
because it's fun to set like a goal, kind of like running a 5K or a half marathon or something. It's like, okay, I got to do this much training to get to that.
Yeah,
same thing here. Saying that we're going to summer camp means, anything we want to do to our car, we kind of want to do before then.
Yeah, it's like I need to get my car track prepped.
Let's do it. All right, we'll see y'all in the next one. Doing incorrect car spotting.
Just me being like, no, that's not real. No. It's a Forester, how dare you?
It's a Tundra with a roof box.
It's a camping center. Oh, Dacia!